Hey, what's happening, everyone? This is Midnight Brands coming to you on a lovely Monday, April 10th, 2023. Hopefully, everybody had a great week. We are back here and still catching up on a handful of things and whatnot. If you happen to catch our post last night on Substack, you might have seen that we said that we were kind of busy all weekend long working on some changes to the algo and stuff to incorporate pieces of market profile and whatnot. Still trying to figure out like what's the best way, what are the right elements to include and whatnot. And so, um, yeah, it hopefully should be good. Anyway, puts us a little bit behind where we'd like to be. So this morning will probably end up being a little bit more of a quiet prep as we walk through things. We'll hop on our Discord channel here in a little bit, and maybe we'll get somebody to hop on and join us. We'll have to see. But yeah, so that sounds like about it. Don't think there's any other things housekeeping wise or anything else like that coming up. So yeah, with that, just gonna go ahead and share the screen. And like I said, it'll probably be a little bit more of a quiet morning, going through and flipping through, updating things, etc. So. Do know that had some issue with GC, so we'll have to see if we can or cannot get through GC. It gets stuck up and got held into a waiting loop or something last night when we were flipping through things early. So with all that, I'm going to go ahead and flip over to SVXY and actually going to grab coffee and stuff here off the coffee area. SVXY, what you doing, huh? So I'm going to treat that as SVXY there. um, You've got your weekly trend guide reversal 3, your tier 1 cheat OPEX, weekly photo ADRs way up there. You have to look and see like why the heck it's including that at range $3. I guess the 20-day is kind of getting it so it could reach up there. Full's just below, so this is just within inside the buffer, so it does make sense. Below that, we do have full ADRs right here, about 30 cents lower, right at the tier 1 end of week cheat, and tier 2 daily. Beneath, you got weekly trend guide reversal 2 with annual pivots, and then you also have right below that weekly trend guide reversal and daily trend guide reversal. Trend strength all by itself, and then beneath WPP, swing AV WAP, and trend guide. And then digging further below, you end up into your tier 1 daily cheat, trend guide, photo ADR, swing AV WAP, I think I mentioned. And then further below, we actually run into the look with the 20-day EMA, daily anchor VWAP, and the tier 1 cheat. Actually, that's tier 2 daily cheat from the looks of it. And then if it decides to keep going, then you end up further down at your nice, actually big cluster: quarterly pivot, monthly pivot, weekly trend guide 2, and the weekly photo ADR. So interesting enough down there. We will call that one and mark it up there as done. Alright, I'm going to pull up and look at, move this stuff out of the way and get it set up right. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at VIX here real quick. Looks like it finally completed our ABCD we drew a few weeks ago. Let's see what else it's got going on here for us. pretty good sized gap there actually on VIX. Almost a buck. Make this a bit of a wider zone, and I don't know if I'm gonna really pay attention to weekly trend guy reversal here. I mean, the fact that we're gapping up a buck is gonna put, yeah, it's gonna put full ADRs up actually into this zone here. As opposed to down where it is there. And because of how we're gapping, this area here won't be ADRs either. Of course, it all could reverse by open, but prepping for what we got in front of us right now. Really quiet range last week. That's 2004 to 18 something. That's really tight on a weekly range there for VIX. Okay, let's take a look at SPY now. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, just a dick for a dick on Thursday, man. Tried to break out through the upper edge of that range box on what's that, looks like Tuesday, and got rejected hard right at that 411. You know, and the more I look at this, the more it's kind of like, why? Let's do some cleanup stuff in here, get rid of that. Let's go ahead and add a daily right here. Add one off of this gap actually. There's not a gap fill there on February 7th. That is interesting. Looks like I still haven't cleaned up that problem yet. I think I'm being overly aggressive in the caching, and that's probably why we're missing it in any event. Oh, actually, that's up higher. That's up near WTGR2. Which does have a gap fill, so never mind. And anyways, right below that we have full. I think I just combined that as one zone, not two. With a possible div right there at the gap fill below. In any event, take this zone and we'll make it larger, like I said. Come down and grab this. I'm going to take this guy here and drag it to actually include the close of the candle and the structure marking horizontal line there. WPP didn't, I mean, I guess you could say it got some resistance here and stuff last week, but like it's inside, I was going to end up marking it orange anyways. How big would this be? Trend guide 406.83. Be a massive zone. March 29th. It wants to put a swing AVU up right here, actually. Yeah, okay, I like that. Let's get rid of the photo ADR zone. It's there, but like we're gonna change this stuff up here anyways. You could break that into two. Or just watch as one. What to do with this mess here? I don't think I want to move much of those around there. Kind of like, I mean, just find where they're at, but it's this 402.31. So it's got the structure through there and whatnot. I think we adjust this here. I don't like this one. It's definitely not that clean. It's got stuff throughout here, of course. It's just it's not. SPY is not super clean. This is definitely a big, massive zone here. Definitely completed that ABCD. And I mean, we're definitely kind of on this this trend here too, for that matter. Does that transfer over anywhere here? Yeah, it's the way that these retrace. I just don't like doing these, like, you draw from here to here, but on the intraday, like, that retraced half the move on this part to this part. So why, like, that, I just don't care for that as an ABCD on the intraday. I'm going to zoom this back in so we can get all of the zones, and we're going to mark this one up. That's not terribly bad. Like I said, I don't really like that because it's a little bit wide. 2 zones there. Alright, let's take a look at the cues real quick. Actually, I'm going to look and see if somebody else already prepped them. Not prepped, but just noted the symmetrical extremes. And what did they have to say about symmetrical extremes? Yeah, we're still not. We did come close to the 5%-ish mark area. Stayed away from completely closing it. Yeah, and still trying to work on what are we going to do against that very high time frame weekly anchored VWAP there, which looks obviously much cleaner on the monthly. Of course, monthly setting, looking like it's trying to set up for what I described before of trying to do somewhat of a cup and handle there. Is that actually the 30-month SMA, or is that the 30-week? That's the 30-month SMA that we're going to come up and try to tag. Held the 50 month pretty nicely there. I'm sure I've seen that before, but that's kind of a nice visual. Alright, so what all do we have here in the cues for zones at least? TGR all by its lonesome. Got some VWAP cleanup to do. Don't like this one here anymore. Even that's kind of close below, close below, close below. I mean, that's a whole day on a swing anchored VWAP. It is nice in how it sets up. It feels curve fit. I would argue that one actually better. And even that looks kind of nasty. Well, hold on. One close below, close way above, close below, close right on, close right on. Yeah, I think I'd take that one, especially with how it held this stuff over here. Okay, so full ADRs are going to move down. They won't be up that high at 312 since we're gapping down. Tesla, I think I saw, was down 2 or 3%. It looks like ES is coming in here a bit. Humana. I don't like this as a div, just all by itself. Alright, so it says it's got the daily anchored VWAP from March 28th. You go ahead and mark that on here. It's at that 315-ish level. I don't think I would mark this entirely as a div. I think I just take this trend guide zone and mark it up here to grab the daily cheat. And I don't think you would mark that like that. Trend full ADRs, like I said, are going to end up moving down. I think I would mark this and watch it like that, where you get your trend guide div a little bit lower, close the gap fill, close this gap fill, and move lower. Again, full ADRs are going to move down another buck or so. So we're going to move down to this 311.08 level. Which would be a nice kind of retest of that stuff there. I think I'd actually take this guy up here real quick too and move it to go and mark like that, especially because the full ADRs is going to move down. I'm going to take the trend guide reversal zone. It's going to open up the indicator. It's not what I wanted. It's obviously a wide zone, but I think I would watch potential just div against that gap fill and may keep going. Okay, you gotta kind of watch and see what and how things play out there. We blew through all those things there. 317, $8, $10. I don't see any big news here today either. When I looked earlier, we got S&P Global Manufacturing, ISM Manufacturing, construction spending. Not really a lot there. Should probably note Broadcom, and which is AVGO if I remember correctly, and Disney, DS both have their annual meetings today. Yes, starting to speed up there a little bit. Yeah, I think that's the cues. It looks pretty clean, especially in comparison to the SPY stuff. would keep an eye on this here too. Okay, I'm going to flip over now and we're going to take a look at the futures. So we're going to flip over to ES first. And yeah, it's starting to pick up there a little bit. 35 to 28. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, give or take. We're right into the value area high. Looks like from probably a few weeks ago, the other week, whatever else. I'm gonna just look at the overall scene here real quick too. So, okay, so UUP is getting up near its first upside zone. Same thing with USO. Crit still has some room to go to its. And so does XLE for that matter, which didn't flip its trend guide. Interesting. Gold is down near the bottom of its, which I haven't even looked at. It's hidden on the screen. Tesla is way down into its lower edge. I have to look and see what else got there on prep. VIX is up into its upper edge. Okay. And across the board, OPEX are really close. Got another actually couple weeks. Actually, not this week, but I think it's next week. Yeah, we'll have the stuff for OPEX. So might even be the week after. I have to look. In any event, that's already getting up there, pretty damn close to it. XLE is above its first tier. So is USO. Apple. Wow, Google made a really big move last week. Pushed it all the way back up into its tier 3 symmetrical extreme. Meta, Microsoft. Microsoft just continues on that big tear. And man, what a move with Meta. Man, 99 back over 200. No surprise there on XLC, given what Google and Meta have been doing. And then XLV, wow, it's approaching its max, and so is XLY. Amazon's been definitely moving. I remember seeing that. Yeah, I want it back above 100. What about Semi? Semi has definitely cooled off. They were all into sell sides over there before. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. I guess we can try this though and see if there's a swing AV WAP here. Yep, just below, which will make us adjust that zone. It's a lovely 630 now because the lights are all turning on. I don't think we're going to adjust it by much. I think we'll pull this down here a little bit. If I can select the zone. Just a little bit, actually, because that swing of VWAP's going to keep moving there. I don't really like how this trend guide zone is so wide. Man, it's so damn close to that one up there. I think I'd rather watch that just as a div. But what are we going to watch here? 4108. I guess you can make that a 10-point zone going that way and treat it like that. And would probably be watching the last week low value area, low volume node type of stuff there, and then watch this potentially as a div in this area here. What's going on? Full ADR's down. Oh, he's talking about ES and full ADR's way down here, which is a good eye because I was kind of seeing that. If we decide to keep going. Pretty damn close to it. Good enough. I'm just taking a look here and trying to think about how, or if I want to carve up this zone stuff here any differently. Where's the 10-day on here? 4108-ish area, so it's right in this trend guide area, right last week's low volume area and low volume node. Right about that swing anchored VWAP too from March 28th. I think this is a zone I'd want to probably really watch for here today. I want to see what some of the volume profile looks like. Definitely some nice demand there at the 41010, right at trend guide type of level from Thursday. Pretty decent. Actually, it looks like on, what's that, Tuesday as well. In fact, point of control is 4107. No, sorry, that's low volume or low value area. ETH wise. I really like that area there. We can get down there. That's going to be a nice one. Have to watch this though. Maybe we get some reaction. Have to see what everything else does kind of in this in that area there. I don't like how there's so many damn zones here on ES today. It's not as clean as I'd like it to be for sure. And look, we keep going. I mean, there's definitely the stuff up there at 4200 with TGR2, supply and demand, full ADR. I mean, this is definitely an area, but like to me, again, this is the area that I want to see. I don't like any of that. If I can draw here. This area there is definitely one that would have some good interest in. It would be a great one too to come down there and do a higher low. Obviously we did a lower low here, and we did lower high there. But that could be a nice and come right into that 10-day and then keep going off of it. Don't even go down and tag the 20. Of course, we want to do that, then that's down near the weekly photo. It's just beneath the full ADRs, you know, and it's definitely entirely possible. So, yeah, I want to treat that as ES there. And I didn't do something, so I gotta paste something else somewhere real quick and do some little magic stuff here. So forgive me for one more sec, folks. Okay, NQ. NQ definitely looked a lot cleaner as I pulled it up before. Definitely like the way that it looked and stuff on the charts here. It is already at its 10-day. It's right at the swing AV WAP. It's right at the tier 1 expected move. It's interesting, the expected move stuff here is going to be based upon Thursday's close because we track things for expected moves against the real-time hour closes, not the ETH, and we didn't even have options or anything else on Friday. So kind of place a little bit less weight on those because it's its expected move is really off, so probably won't pay much attention to the tier ones. They're there, and you want to be cognizant of them. I just don't know how to place as much weight on them today. I'm just going to move that up to actually include trend strength reference point, and it's more of a div. And from it also has, say, an ABCD, a much deeper one. It takes it to its weekly photo ADR MPP if it really wants to get going there. And I guess you could actually kind of argue even that there's a little mini ABCD here, which puts us probably going to be right at the 20-day by the time it's said and done, but it's right at the NVPOC. Yeah, I'm not going to include that with where and how we're setting up for the day. 500 points to the upside. Yeah, pass. Even this ABCD I think is invalid for today. It's possible, but anyway, I think the NQ one looks pretty clean from what we carved up earlier because we haven't moved up any. The ADRs have stayed exactly where we saw them before, and so really not a whole lot else there. So kind of nice handful of zones here. Okay, I'm going to pull up and take a look at RTY and stuff here. This NQ zone is going to be really interesting because at least on the volume profile stuff, like there's just a big massive freaking hole here between the spot we're at now and all the way down to trend guide. Like it's just a huge low volume area, and it looks that way really for all of last week. There's just not a lot of stuff there. So decide to lose this tier 1 daily cheat, and we're going to see that lower edge there, I think. Down at trend guide, which will line up with ES. I think seeing that zone we were looking for down below with more of that high volume node from the other day. That is from Wednesday. of last week. It would line up too with last week's low volume area, and then also low volume node. Low value, not volume. RTY did not get any chance to flip through any of this at all. Here that we're moving down, fully weekly photos have dropped. We're gonna move this up here. I want to be careful how far up actually we move it, because I do like that structure there. But 20 days definitely moving down there. I think we can expand and redo this here. Kind of a wide zone. Oh wait, maybe not. 75, 80. It looks like a wide zone, but it's really not. RTY. Let me see what I got on here for volume profile type of stuff. Oh, it's really moving. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff up there. We are rejecting the kind of bottom edge of the volume profile stuff from Tuesday, which was a B shape on the profile. So this is last week's point of control. There's an NVPOC from Thursday on there, and a 3-year low value area. I don't know if I really care about this. It's really almost like it would be a div, if anything, down there, right? What do you got? You have your gap fill, week of March 31st low, supply demand low, photo ADR. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd maybe watch like this, but I think I'd have less weight in desire in this stuff, and really watch more for this block here. I would expand it out to include the structure at 1730. Well, that's going to be obviously more on the daily chart there than it is on the intraday. But you can definitely see there's some interactions there at that 1730 level. I can't believe it's already 650. I guess the other way to actually potentially look at this here would be take this down. And so you get your trend guide reversal, your tier 1 daily cheat, keeping in mind what I said before. Photo ADR last week's low value area, NVPOC from looks like back in late March. It's playing man low with photo ADR, and then skip that, and then we go grab the TGR for full ADRs, and really I don't think there's anything below that for a while. Yeah, we decided to blow through that, and I think it'd be an interesting day to come back and just see everything kind of blow up like that. That really is a big hold zone though, that 1730. We don't hold that, and we are coming back down here to grab this stuff here. And like where it completes, but it gives you directionally a sense, so I'm taking it off. Yeah, we really need to hold these zones that we're in here. If bulls want to keep it moving, then they really need to hold these trend strength zones here. Looks like across the board. Any event, that is RTY. I'm going to go ahead and mark that there. I'm going to clean up a few other things here. It looks like on this guy are trying to hold that swing anchor view up, or that daily anchor view up, but not looking super promising. Alright, let's look at YM, and then, like I said, had an issue with GC, so may not be able to look there, but we'll check out CL for sure at least, and see what it looks like. So there's YM loading up. While it loads, I'm going to refresh the coffee here real quick, folks. Alright, well that is going. Let's see what we get for YM here. Did get a little bit of time to mess around with this one. Looks like most of our VWAPs held on this guy last week. That's a nice little set there, with that coming right into the bottom edge of TGR there off of that swing A VWAP. I like that. Starting to push a bit on the on this 20-day SE, but nothing of any significance at all. And so just looking at this here, still like that trend guide zone with looks like Thursday's highs. Might actually, no, this would be Friday, but again, it only had really small amount of time. I don't remember what the econ was because I was out. But definitely a lot of stuff right through here. Last week's high volume node, and then up here it looks like we had a whole bunch of stuff in with WTGR, point of control, high volume nodes, etc. Looks like there's a naked value area there too. I really like these two zones. I don't know what the volume profile looks like because I don't have that up on YM or over there handy for the moment. But we may not get out of this area even here itself. I think this will be invalid, but we're going to check it real quick. Not great, but I think I'd take this quarterly pivot zone here. And we're going to drag it up there to include full ADRs. Oh, hate it when these things move around on us like that. I don't know if I'd care about this one here. This 34's supply and demand. Yeah. I think that's how I look at YM there. It seems like it's quicker, but I'd already looked through YM because it was the last one that I loaded, and so I started looking at it first there. Okay, so I marked some extras, it looks like. Actually, I split that zone apart, that's what I did. That's right. And created a separate one there. So I put one right at the weekly trend guide 2. Actually, it picked that one up. I put the one above it there with the swing A VWAP from March 28th at 2 o'clock, the 3-year low volume node, and the tier 1 daily cheat stuff there. I think last night when I'd drawn that, photo ADRs were right there too. Moved up a little bit, and then obviously now they're stuck right there. They won't go lower if we keep going down. And then also you have this weekly trend guide one here, which it had carved up. I'm treating as 2 separate zones. It just was wider than I wanted it to be, almost 100 points. So it took this up to include the NVPOC. So yeah. So that is YM. Let's take a look at, what do I have loaded up here first? Let's take a look at CL. Did not get any time to look at CL whatsoever at all. $703. So obviously big gap on Sunday night, Monday last week with the Saudi announcement, and now it's trading up into above that range box actually that it has really been in since November. A couple of times it's popped above, it's sold back down, and it looks like it's trying to reject the high value area there. So it's going to be really interesting to see what it, and how it interacts there. Definitely a lot of stuff up here. Actually, that's not even the right candle there. The candle needs to be there. Now it's right. Which is nice, because then I can say, oh, well, that should be down a little bit lower. So it picks that one there. And it grabs all these wicks there too. Man, geez. Definitely some buying happening in here. I think I would take this up here. So grab the last week value area, but then include some of these closes here. I don't know if I'm going to care about this photo ADR 8243-ish area. It looks like it's just we'd marked some structure stuff there historically at 8243, which at the time we were thinking we weren't going to go beneath. I'm going to watch more for this. That'd be a pretty good sized move on crude today. Everybody decided to do something there. And would actually take this one and bring it down. Would leave that probably as a div by itself. What is 7783? Yeah, there's some stuff there, but I do think it would mark this though. This is probably watches a much bigger zone of interest. This, I'm not sure yet what to do with this one here. We'll skip it for a second. But this zone here, expect the 20-day to rise up into it, come up and join the 50 there. Yeah, I'd probably treat that as a wider one there. I don't know if I'm going to pay attention to this. I mean, it does have the gap fill there, so actually it will. And I think what we'll do is we'll mark it like this, so we just get the monthly AV walk there. And we'll make it come down and grab the weekly photo ADR. And the problem is, this is a huge, massive, like there's nothing volume profile wise here, like because of the massive gap Sunday night. So we lose this area. I mean, it's just a big, massive volume pocket. And so like what kind of demand do we get through here? I mean, a little bit of stuff at 77.46 there on the range. And, you know, certainly some here. But that's not even from last week, right? I mean, $78.91. This guy's low, 79. So, yeah. Oops, wrong button. There we go. There's some lights. Probably just watch that as a div level, and then keep an eye on this one here that I can't grab and move. Oh, you're such a piece of junk at times. Those are just massive moves. So I don't know why actually I'm farting around with those. It's kind of stupid in reality. Completely candid with ourselves. I mean, it's possible, sure, we break through this area, and yeah, we could reverse the whole thing. Like maybe the Saudis say, "Oh, we were just joking, April Fools." Bit late. Like, I think that's the way we're gonna treat CL for today. I'm gonna get rid of some of these noise pieces on here. And we're going to treat it like that. And then I'm probably going to have to go wrap this up because I actually have a pretty early morning meeting here that's going to start in about 20-30 minutes if I remember correctly. So if I'm looking at this, what do I want for the day? I don't have the CL profile up. But I think based on where things are at, I mean, this was the 10-day point of control here. This was last week's low value area. I mean, this would be nice. It'd be a good spot to try if we get down here to trend guide, swing anchored VWAP. This would also be, I think, another interesting one to try on the long side. Everybody's thinking that it's going to go back through, break through this big, massive volume pocket that we've got there. And so if we did come down and grab the swing anchored VWAP, I'd be super cautious though. So if I go in, let's say you're going in 3 contracts, 5 contracts here, off of this swing anchor VWAP, trend guide, last week's value area. If we come down here, I would be more cautious because this is just a huge gap area. And like, I mean, yeah, the reward could be massive, right? You could come down here, tag this, and then go up and reverse to something like 82 or something silly too. But what's it like? It doesn't hold this block here, and it's even a 10-day low volume node too. So now that said, it was a range high volume node, as I was pointing out here at this level. So yeah, upside, this would be a nice one to watch. On the upside, I don't know if I'd care about this one as much. It is the 10-day high value area. It's a range high volume node. So you could start to watch that, but I think I'd be more interested if we did something extreme like this up here. Maybe catch a couple hundred ticks down. So that is CL. And like I said, I don't know that I'm going to get to GC to work, so I'm going to try something here real quick. I want to make sure I save everything first. Which takes it a while to save all the open charts and everything else, so this is not really that big of a surprise. It's going to take a few. As soon as that finishes, I'm going to save one other chart, and then we'll try GC here. And then, like I said, I'm going to need to we're going to need to cut it here. It's also been about full normal time, so yeah. That's not a good sign. That's still saving, folks. So while it does, I'm going to get that coffee that I started a little while ago. So nice. Alright, there we go. We're going to save this real quick. Yeah, blowing through that trend strength reference point zone there on ES. Not terribly surprised, to be candid. CML files, prep. The futures quad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try GC, cross your fingers, and if this doesn't load here, then, well, we're going to be done. So, yep, doesn't have any of the zones because it's still stuck on calculating all of them from last night. So they're there on this screen, but they're not into the other spot, and that's because of we told it to recalculate after we finished marking up all of our market profile stuff. And so we'll just use it with what we've got here. So why does it not want to draw for me? Oh, because I'm hitting the wrong key sequence. So I would watch this as a zone. Watch this as a div. Watch this as another div. Because it's got gap fill and photo ADRs in there. This would drag down to grab the wicks and stuff from there, and then the tier 1 daily cheat. The way this is moving, I don't trust it. Would watch this as another div with full ADRs, 10-day low value area. Yeah. Ooh, that's fugly. And that is not one that I want to keep on there. And I don't know that we want to keep that trend line anymore either. It's actually not bad. I zoom out and look at it. Got several candles beneath, but it's held in general since from there. watch this here if we decide to move to the upside. I think I'd watch the full ADR stays there. Wow, massive just cluster there. AR1, quarterly trend guide, monthly trend guide. I mean, that's massive up there. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna mark that there. Does any of the stuff that it came up with match what I did all manually? So weekly trend guide, auto supply and demand, tier 3 daily cheap, tier 1 and weak, horizontal array. Above that, full ADR gap fill by itself with 10-day low value area. It grabs stuff up higher. Yes, it is, sir. I'm going to mark that there with this and get ready. I think we're coming into kind of a nice area on ES. It's the one that I said I would be really interested in before, and so I really kind of want to keep an eye on that there. And I got to get ready for a meeting here. Yeah, we're gonna leave that there like that. Okay, so that is it, folks. We're going to call it. I am going to just put back up on the screen there real quick for you. I had to hide it as I was doing some of the other stuff there, saving things and whatnot. But that is GC and in all of its glory. So hope everybody has a great day, and we're going to catch y'all later. Thank you. And as a reminder, we are not financial analysts, advisors, anything of the sort. Do your own homework. Check your stuff. We do this for informational, educational purposes to help set ourselves up for success in the days and weeks as we move forward. So thank you all very much, and we'll catch